Yeah, this is Steve in Carpinteria. I farmed avocados for about 25 years up in Turtle Canyon, Santa Barbara. And I sold that in 2004, moved into this mobile home, which happened to have this avocado tree in the back. And anyway, I just wanted to show one thing. The avocados are now falling off the tree. And some people wonder why they're normally, this is one that fell off, and you'll see it, there's no stem at all. And the problem with that is, I mean, it's not a big problem, but it's possible that this will seem to grow some kind of a strands will start growing in there. I don't know if it's a fungus or whatever it is, but it's just better to pick them while they're still on the tree and leave a little tiny little nub there, and that'll prevent that from happening. Not that it's going to ruin the fruit, but it's potentially a harm to the fruit. So anyway, the avocados are now falling off the tree on their own, and it's October 4th or 5th, and just to give you a timeline on it, let's say the fruit sets in the spring, March, April, and you have little tiny BBs all over the tree. And then, I remember one guy up there, another rancher, he said, well, Father's Day, you'll see the fruit that's going to stay on the tree. Because of those thousands and thousands of little BB fruit, most of them are going to drop off. And anyway, this thing is so productive. I'll just show you a little bit of the new crop that's coming in. You can just see clusters of fruit here. And you know, after all these years of farming avocados, I think I appreciate them, these trees, more than I ever did. You know, the fruit is wonderful. Although I eat so much of it, I'm almost sick of it, you know, frankly. I mean, I think 2 or 3 avocados a week is plenty for me. But anyway, a couple months ago I did a little check on the new crop, and it didn't look quite as impressive as it does right now. Now they may be a little hard to show up because they so closely match the leaves, but there are just clusters of them in here. So if you plant an avocado tree and you've got the right kind of soil, look at this in here. I mean, it's insane. And there's just everywhere, fruit everywhere. And I'm just guessing there might be 500 to 1,000 pieces of fruit on this tree. And when they're this big, see over in there? I mean, it just adds up. And now you see very few old ones left on here now, and they're really difficult to pick, so I just come out here every day and just pick them up off the ground, and I give them away, give them to the neighbors. Now also, I might as well mention this again. When I planted, the recommended practice was to plant them 16 by 20 feet. And I followed that plan. But the new way of doing it is to, oh look, here's another one. But see this? See, well, this might be okay, but it's been sunburned. And it'll probably not be too good here. But, you know, it fell off and rolled over there. But anyway, there may be a part here that's not too good. So you don't really want to let the fruit be exposed to the sun. You want to cover it up, especially if it's bright and hot out. But so the new way of planting, and I haven't measured the distance between these trees, but I'm saying it's probably only 12 feet apart, and the rows are, you know, 12, 14 feet apart. They're much closer together. And it's really, you know, you're going to pay, your planting costs are going to be double or triple because you have to buy all these trees which when I bought them, they were $5 or $10 a tree, and now they're probably, I don't know what they cost, probably $30. I'm just guessing, you know, for inflation. But you know, especially if you buy, they have clonals, which means they've not only grafted the top to, say, a Haas, the most popular variety, and they'll do a Duke 7 or some other root rot resistant rootstock. So it's a more complicated process to prepare the trees. But anyway, I definitely do like this. And these are about 6 years old, and they're already almost too tall. They're just very vigorous. I mean, Carpinteria, my God, the climate and the soil is just ideal for avocados. And there's actually pretty good groundwater here too. So you can have your own well, and they recharge. You know, they do quite well. Okay, well, this is running a little bit long, so I just wanted to show you that. Oh, and there is this mound thing, you know, they've done, maybe you can see that, and I think that was to improve the drainage. And I remain as skeptical on the mound, but on a piece of flat ground, it probably isn't a great deal of expense to do that with a tractor or something and put them in there. But I've always contended that eventually these roots are going to be out on the flat ground anyway. But I do like this style of planting, and I don't know how it's going to be over years. You know, you have to keep. I prefer keeping the avocados. I mean, this would be the height. I mean, geez, they're almost as tall as my tree. And it makes it quite a bit more difficult. I mean, it's reaching the upper limit. And I'm just estimating, well, 12 feet maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, roughly 12. And that's about as high as I'd want to go. Okay, that's all. Thank you.